A, meeting opening. A1, call to order. A2, pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We'll move to A3, adoption of the agenda. Are there any consent agenda items that a board member would like to have discussed as an action item? Hearing none, do I have a motion to adopt the meeting agenda?
I move that we adopt the meeting agenda.
Thank you, Ms. De Ocampo. Is there a second?
I second it.
Thank you, Mr. Navarez. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Moving to A4, election of 2023 governing board officers. The governing board shall select from among the membership of the board a president. The new president of the board shall take office upon election. The board shall then elect a clerk. The officers of the board shall hold office for a term of 1 year and until their successors are elected. We will begin with nominations for president of the board. I will call for a nomination and a second, and then ask if there are any other nominations for president of the board before we take an official vote. May I have a nomination and a second for president of the board?
I would like to nominate Lupe Conchas for president of the school board.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I second.
Are there any other nominations for president of the board? Are there any other nominations for president of the board? Last but not least, are there any other nominations for president of the board? I officially declare that Lupe Conchas has been elected president of the Alhambra Elementary School District Governing Board, and I officially turn over the gavel to myself to seek nominations for clerk of the board.
Thank you for accepting the nomination. Is there room for discussion or no?
Yes, and yeah, go ahead, Ms. De Ocampo.
I want to thank you for accepting the nomination. I made that nomination in recognition of the fact that you did such an outstanding job last year. Many of you don't know how many hours Lupe put into not only getting himself around the district, meeting parents, going into meetings, attending visits at schools, but he also went to numerous, and I will say numerous, trainings through the Arizona School Board Association to make sure that he had the skills and the knowledge at his fingertips to keep us running successfully as a board. Thank you, Lupe, for all the time you put into that.
I call for a motion that we elect Lupe Conchas as president of the Alhambra Elementary School District Governing Board.
All those in favor?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, everyone. I just want to read a quick statement. My name is Lupe Conchas, and I humbly ask for your vote, or thank you for electing me as president of the Alhambra Elementary School District Governing Board. I have listened and learned from each of the board members and understand their priorities, unique skills, and passion for the work that we do collectively for each learner and employee in our district. Mr. Navarez, Ms. De Ocampo, Mr. Oropesa, and Mr. Solorio embody the definition of servant leadership every day. And as a united team, we will continue to accomplish amazing things together. Here in Alhambra, our mission is to enrich the life of the whole child in collaboration with family and the greater community. We will promote a social and global consciousness that encompasses a profound respect for all humanity. Our vision is to educate the whole child, and our values are to build and extend trust, create a culture of continuous growth, always do the right thing, strive for excellence, have a strong work ethic, and value diversity, equity, and inclusion. Our 5-year strategic plan goals include 5 pillars. The first one is culture, conditions, and climate. We will design and maintain a caring, learning community where everyone has a sense of belonging. The second one is family and community engagement. We will create and sustain mutual partnerships to engage and empower families and communities through equitable opportunities. The third is systems and resources. We will have access to and consistently utilize effective aligned systems and resources to support all stakeholders as we positively impact student success. The fourth is teaching and learning. We will ensure continuous growth and achievement for all. And last but not least is whole child. We will support the whole learner. I am 100% committed to creating a safe and welcoming environment for all stakeholders and remain focused on our mission of educating the whole child. And in 2023, I'm committed to the following focus areas: strategic planning, academic and reading comprehension, parent involvement, balanced and responsible budget, enrollment, staffing, health and safety, financial literacy, extracurricular activities, arts and music, vocational and technical career training, community involvement, affordable housing, diversity, equity, inclusion, and social and emotional wellness. And I want to make it clear that the role of the governing board president is to facilitate the official meetings and craft the agenda with the superintendent and board secretary in a timely fashion in accordance with Arizona revised statutes. This does not mean that the president's voice has any more weight or influence than any other board member. We are a team and we must work together in unison for the common good of this district. I am here to listen and ensure that every voice is heard, because in Alhambra, every voice matters. Thank you. We'll now move to the nominations for clerk of the board. I will call for a nomination in a second and then ask if there are any other nominations for clerk of the board before we take an official vote. May I have a nomination and a second for clerk of the board? You could nominate yourself or you could nominate somebody that's not here. I nominate Ms. Dale Campo to be clerk of the board. Is there a second?
I second it.
Are there any other, do you accept the nomination, Ms. Dale Campo?
I accept the nomination.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, we are going to call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Congratulations, Ms. De Ocampo, for serving as clerk of the board.
Again, thank you.
Do you have anything to say?
Actually, I was not prepared for this. I was expecting someone else to get nominated. So thank you for recognizing my talents and skills and for offering me the opportunity to serve the district again. You have said all the things that we as a board are interested in. There are a couple that are near and dear to my heart, and I think all of you know that. Preschool and early childhood education are on the forefront for me. The whole child is definitely important to me, and that includes arts, the arts component, as well as the other areas that we've talked about. The one area that I didn't hear you mention, and maybe it was because I wasn't paying attention, I think we need to have a really good focus on enrollment this year and increasing our enrollment and sharing the good programs that we have with people both in and out of the district so that we can recruit more students to benefit from the expertise of our staff and the talents that our administrators and staff, classified, certified, have as they do programs and educate our whole child and work with our families to better their living conditions and to help their families educate their children. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to serve one more time, and I thank your support.
Thank you. Moving to B, presentation. B1, Arizona EL teacher recognitions. Ms. Karen Schmaltz.
I don't want to break anything. Okay. Good evening, School Board President Conchas, Superintendent Dr. Maez, and members of the Governing Board. My name is Karen Schmaltz, and I oversee the English Learner Program as part of my role as the Director of Supplemental Programs. It is with great honor that we, as a school district and community, are here tonight to recognize Ms. Andrea Mataran. She is a kindergarten teacher at James W. Rice School, and she was a nominee for the Arizona English Learner Teacher of the Year. She was one of 9 nominees for the entire state of Arizona. And I would like to read you a letter that was submitted by one of her former students. When I was in kindergarten, Mrs. Mataran made learning fun. We learned letters by hearing the sounds, and she always had pictures to go with them. We did a lot of writing. She even made us write during math. I remember a day we had a special game. Everyone got a piece of paper in one block. We had to get out our whiteboards and our markers, and we would get to draw shapes first and then write our answers inside the shapes. I still remember some of her songs about being a good student. She always made me feel like I was a really good student. My mom would often call Mrs. Mataran and tell her, "Thank you for teaching me so much stuff." And that was from Nova Zubiate, a 2nd grader now. So Ms. Mataran, please come up and accept this prestigious award. And now it is an honor and a privilege to recognize Ms. Marcy Telesco. She's a 7th grade teacher at Granada East School, and she was a finalist for the Arizona English Learner Teacher of the Year. She was one of 3 finalists for the entire state of Arizona. I would now like to read you a letter that was submitted by one of her former students. I would like to share a special relationship with my former teacher. This wasn't an easy thing to do. I met Ms. Telesco when I was about 11 years old. I attended Montebello Elementary School, where she was a teacher for many years. I had a lot going on personally in my young life at the time, and my teacher started sending me to Ms. Telesco because she was the only one who could handle me. At the time, I didn't realize that this was the beginning of an amazing relationship. Ms. Telesco was always so forward and matter-of-fact with me, but she always showed me compassion and love. She gave me so much understanding and held me accountable for everything I did. She was everything I never knew that I needed. She wasn't just a teacher to me. She became more of a mother and a friend to me. She obviously wasn't related to me, but she made me feel like no matter what choice I made in life, she would always have my back. She was closer to me than some of my family. Life brought many obstacles, and Mrs. Telesco was always by my side. She not only took care of me at school, but she regularly made home visits to make sure my family and I had what we needed. She made sure that my mother knew I had someone else looking out for me every day. When I became a teen mother, she brought me home from the hospital because she knew my mother didn't drive and she knew that I needed her. She made sure my baby had everything she needed to get a good start in life. She bought her a crib and other necessities. She has always gone above and beyond for my daughter and me. When my mother passed away, she was right there by my side at her funeral. In addition, when my daughter started school, she went to Montebello School as I had done. Just like always, Ms. Telesco was there from day one to guide her as she had done with me so many years before. She has given me so much that this letter doesn't do justice. Ms. Telesco has been a blessing to my life. I can't say enough of what she means to me. She really has become like another mother to me over the years. She made me see life differently. She is everything to me. Best regards, Ruby Gomez. And Ruby is in the audience. She's in yellow. Ms. Telesco, please come up and accept this prestigious award. Thank you.
Congratulations to both of you. It's so impressive to win an award like that, but to win it on the nomination of your former students, you know how important that is and what a difference you've made in those two people's lives, and that's more special than any award you can get. Thank you for all your hard work.
I also want to say thank you. I'm actually very speechless. I'm very moved, very emotional, and I just want to say thank you for having a heart of gold and for committing to the Alhambra community the way that you have. We love you, and we are so grateful to have you as part of this family. Thank you. Moving to B2, Parent Volunteer Coordinators, Ms. Melissa Gonzalez.
Thank you, President Conchas and members of the board, Superintendent Dr. Mayes, community. The Alhambra Elementary School District is honored to be recognizing parents and volunteer coordinators for their dedication and commitment to our schools and community, and for their personal achievement in recently completing the Parent Educator Academy. This school year, our district had the privilege of partnering with All In Education, and the purpose of this organization is to ensure that individuals from communities most impacted by education inequities are the ones making decisions for all students. Several Alhambra parents from Sevilla East and Westwood applied and interviewed to participate in this Parent Educator Academy. The Academy is an introductory leadership development program for caregivers that want to strengthen their skills to better support their child in navigating the school system and have agency over decisions to better support their child and that affect their families and communities. Parents who were selected to the Academy attended educational workshops and participated in class discussions for a length of 8 weeks, meeting twice a week for a total of 16 engaging sessions. So this is quite a commitment. Only those participants that persevered to consistent class engagement and met a minimum of 94% attendance rate were able to complete and graduate the program. So we'd like to congratulate and recognize these parents for the significant accomplishment and for their eagerness to seek educational opportunities to better support their children in their academic journey. Graduate parents, please stand so we can recognize you. Thank you so much for your time and your dedication to your child and to your growth. In addition, we want to thank All In Education for supporting our parent volunteer coordinators with the Parent Educator Academy. As invited guests, our parent volunteer coordinators benefited from the educational and informative workshops as well, and were engaged in the class discussions with parents from our schools and as well as from other communities throughout Arizona. We truly appreciate the tools and the skills that Parent Educator Academy has afforded them to build their leadership capacity within our district. We are proud of our parent volunteer coordinators, and we congratulate them for their dedication in seeking learning opportunities to better serve our Alhambra communities. Thank you. For those parent volunteer coordinators that are with us, please stand. For lead the charge.
I want to thank all of you for your commitment. 16 sessions, that is a lot, because you also have families and homes to take care of and jobs probably to do as well. Thank you so much for doing that. The impact you're going to have not only on your children, but your children's children is going to be amazing. Thanks for taking such an interest and moving forward with getting those skills. I appreciate it, and your children and your families will definitely benefit from it. Thank you.
First off, I just want to say congratulations. The number one thing I want to express is thank you for your trust. Having your students, your children, entrusted to the school district is something that is valuable, is remarkable, and I want to say thank you. Parents are the reason why we're here. You all are the most important stakeholder, and so here, especially the governing board, we are here to represent you. We are here to make sure that you know your rights. We are here to make sure that we are advocating for you. So thank you very much. And also, you are our #1 recruiters to ensure that we can get our enrollment back up. So we appreciate you so much, and thank you for the time and the commitment that you've taken in order to complete this academy. I appreciate you. Thank you.
If I may, I would also like to take a moment to celebrate our partners. Mr. Jose Paredes has helped as our district representative and liaison to support this great initiative. Mr. Paredes, if you would please celebrate our partnership, our members here that are with our partner.
Mr. Paredes, can you please introduce them?
Yes. This is Mr. Paredes, could you please do it in the microphone because the meeting's being recorded, so that we want our audience that's online to hear.
Awesome. Oh, man. Every time I get up to a microphone, I want to do a rendition of Richie Valens with La Bamba or something, you know. But anyways, Livier Delgadillo works with CEO Stephanie Parra with the organization All in Education. Through All in Education, they have a unique program. It's the Parent Educator Academy, and that's the academy that these parents and parent volunteer coordinators participated in this past semester. So we thank All in Education, both Livier Delgadillo, Stephanie Parra, and now their newest member, which is one of our former partners, Liliana Hutchinson. So please give these ladies a round of applause for always supporting Alhambra Elementary School District. We thank you, ladies.
Thank you very much. We will go to public comment, and then we'll take a short recess, okay? Going to see public comments, we have Ms. Shauna Becker.
Okay. Good evening, President Conchas, members of the board, and Superintendent Dr. Maez. As you guys may not know, this month is actually National Board Appreciation Month, and I am here on behalf of Cordova Elementary School to say thank you to you guys. We want to say thank you for volunteering your time and talents to make our district a better place. We here in Alhambra are lucky to have a board that cares about not only students but staff. Thank you for your focus on educating the whole child. At Cordova, students have been learning what it means to be a member of the board and how you are elected. Students wrote notes to say thank you of the different ways that you have impacted their lives personally. Students were especially thankful for the ability to play sports and participate in clubs this year. We hope that you enjoy these letters, as well as a basket of goodies and Cordova shirts for each of you to add to your collection as a small token of our thanks for everything that you do to make Cordova and Alhambra a better place to be. Happy Board Appreciation Month.
Thank you. That is so sweet. I didn't even know it was Board Appreciation Month. Thank you. We couldn't do it without all of you. It takes a whole team to keep this family moving, and you are all an important part of it. So thank you very much.
Miss Veronica?
Good evening, President Conchas, members of the board, Superintendent Dr. Maez. On behalf of ADEA, we would like to thank you for partnering with us. Matt, we look forward to working with you this year. Please accept these tokens of appreciation.
Thank you.
I'm going to ask you to read one. Thank you very much. And in terms of the letters, I'm going to have each board member read one, okay? Mr. Navarez?
Yes. Dear Alhambra Elementary School Board, my name is Axel Valdez. I am a student at Cordova Elementary School. It is National School Board Appreciation Month, and I want to say thank you. In school, we learned about our school board. I learned that school boards are who fund our schools. I also learned that our school board helps us have free lunches. Lastly, I learned that our school board helps us receive awesome technology. I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to use iPads. The iPads have impacted my life because it gives me the opportunity to learn. Another thing I am thankful for is the gym. Our district lady is lucky to have a school board that cares about education and safety. Thank you, Axel.
My letter is from Alondra. Dear Alhambra School Board of Education, my name is Alondra. I am a student at Cordova Elementary School. It is National School Board Appreciation Month, and I want to say thank you. In school, we learn about our school board. I learned you guys are in charge of making clubs. I don't think that means this kind. I also learned that you decide if sports are allowed. Lastly, I learned that you guys are also in charge of building in the school, for example, the gym and the sign outside our school. I want to thank you for absolutely everything you have done for our school. Ever since sports have been added, it has impacted my life because I used to not like sports. For example, I did not like volleyball. I didn't even know what it was really about. But after it was added, I have started loving volleyball, and I might even do it next year. Another thing I am thankful for is the gym. The gym helps a lot. For example, on a rainy day, we can still play in the gym. We can play different sports and games with the equipment we have. Our district is lucky to have a school board that cares. They make sure that the students and the staff are okay and happy. Thank you for trying to make schools better and fun. Love, Alondra. And she did some wonderful artwork to help us.
And I'll read one more, but if you all can see this, this is... So thank you so much for doing this for us. It says, Dear Alhambra School Board, my name is Zach. I'm a student at Cordova Elementary School. It is National School Board Association Month. I want to say thank you. In school, we learned about our school board. I learned you are voted in. I learned that, lastly, you help make the gym. I learned you help make sports. I want to say thank you for making sports. They helped me a lot in my life. They have impacted my life because it made me happy now. Another thing I am thankful for is school buses. Our school and our district is lucky to have school board that helps me with many things. Thank you, Zach, and it says, you are the best. Thank you so much. Cannot express how much this means to all of us, and especially thank you, Mr. Navarez, thank you, Mr. Ocampo, and also if we can get a round of applause for Mr. Solorio and Mr. Oropesa as well. We will now take a brief 5-minute recess. Thank you.
it's,
Where'd everybody go?
Hi, everyone.
You can move up to the front.
Moving to D, consent agenda. D1, approval of consent agenda items. I call for a motion that the governing board approve consent agenda items D1 through D6.
I move that we approve the consent agenda items D2, D3, D4, D5, D6. Is there more?
Thank you. Is there a second?
I second it.
Thank you, Mr. Navarez. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Moving to E, board policies. E1, the recodification of AESD governing board policies. I call for a motion that the governing board recodify the existing policies that are in effect at this time.
I make the motion that the board recodify the existing policies that are in effect at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Navarez. Is there a second?
I second.
Thank you, Mr. Ocampo. Any discussion?
I just am curious why
Miss,
ASBA has decided to renumber everything. Is that the deal?
no, Miss De Ocampo, since we're starting a new year, we currently don't
Oh, got it.
have any rules.
Got it.
So it's
We're going back and changing everything. No, okay, got it.
so before we recodify, it's literally a free for all. So
Got it. I
So
know,
w-
for all, it's going to be fun.
so we need to recodify our existing rules. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Now we have rules.
Rules are good.
All right, moving to E2, first reading of policy JF, student admission. I call for a motion that the governing board approve the first reading of policy JF, student admission.
I move that we approve the first reading of the board policy JF, student admissions.
Thank you, Ms. De Ocampo. Is there a second?
I second.
Thank you, Mr. Navarez. Any discussion?
Yeah, I don't quite understand. I don't understand the certificate of educational convenience because the whole state is open enrollment. You can go to whatever district you want to. So what's the significance of the certificate of educational convenience applications?
Can we get clarification from the superintendent or executive team?
I would have to, this is a Senate bill, so this was just required because we have our policies through ASBA, and this was a Senate bill that changed this, so my answer would be that we'd have to ask
Okay.
the Senate.
Good luck. Anybody can go to any school they want, so that's why I was kind of curious why. So, yeah, I'm just curious as to the ramifications, because we have students that come to our district that live in another district. Are they now all going to have to do the certificate of education? And I understand you can't answer this. I'm just asking, and knowing that you can't answer, but I think I need to go find some more information.
Well, if you look in here, it says that these applications, if one is received, they go to the Maricopa County School Superintendent. They don't come to us.
Yeah, that's interesting too, because so then they're going to decide if we can have open enrollment or not?
They're going to decide if that particular student can come, I suppose. But we have open enrollment, so.
Okay, well, I won't question what the Senate does in public.
Any discussion? And just the good thing about this is the first reading, so we have ample time to get all of these questions answered, because we know that the state legislature does really interesting things.
That is a good way to put it.
We're going to go to E3, or I'm sorry, all those in favor of approving the first reading of policy JF, student admissions, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Moving to E3, the first reading of policy EEA, bus driver requirements, training, and responsibilities. I call for a motion that the governing board approve the first reading of policy EEA, bus driver requirements, training, and responsibilities.
I motion that the governing board approve the first reading of policy EEA, bus driver requirement.
A second.
Second,
Thank you, Mr. Ocampo. Discussion?
again, I understand this is in response to new bills that have new legislation that's come out. I'm not sure I understand, oh, this isn't the one, it's the next one. Sorry, the one that has no, sorry. I'm good.
All right, any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes. Moving to E4, first reading of policy JLCC. I call for a motion that the governing board approve the first reading of policy JLCC, communicable infectious diseases.
I move that we accept the first reading of policy JLCC, communicable and infectious diseases.
Thank you, Ms. De Ocampo. Is there a second?
I second.
Thank you, Mr. Navarez. Discussion?
I'm just going to say the same thing. We have to do this because that is the legislation that was passed. So it isn't a matter of whether I agree with it or not. It is the law and we have to do it. Heaven help us if we have another outbreak.
Thankfully, we do have something that our legal team helped us with when this first came out a year ago in order to help us to, if that should ever come to pass again, that we have a way to help our district.
Thank you for that help.
Any other questions or discussion? Quick question, Dana, to follow up on what you just said. Do we have a current form for consent?
For this particular policy?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. That's all. All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes. Moving to E6, first reading of policy IHAMB, family life education. I call for a motion that the governing board approve the,
You skipped one.
5.
excuse me, E5, first reading, policy EE transportation services. I call for a motion that the governing board approve the first reading of policy EE transportation services.
I motion that the governing board approve the first reading of the policy EE transportation services.
Thank you, Mr. Navarez. Is there a second?
I second.
Thank you, Ms. De Ocampo. Discussion?
This is the one I had a discussion about. This specifically refers to buses that carry at least 11 and not more than 15. So this is just for our small vans? Is this for like what we transport students to an away game or something like that?
Ms. Bilio?
President Conchas, members of the board, yes, it does refer to what we typically call our white fleet or our activity
White fleet.
buses. Yes.
Okay.
It's basically talking about the ability to allow us to look into using electrical vehicles if we so choose for the smaller.
Oh, I saw that up there, but I didn't, I was focused on the 11 to 15, so, okay.
It's for, yeah, if we so choose.
Well, we should choose if they're available.
Mr. Navarez? I'll just say that I see our white fleet down the streets in our district. They look pretty good.
Yeah.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Now we're moving to E6, IHAMB, family life education.
Oh, is this mine to do? First,
I call for a motion that the governing board approve the first reading of policy IHAMB, family life education.
I move that we approve the first reading of policy IHAMB, family life education.
Thank you, Ms. De Ocampo. Is there a second?
I second.
Thank you, Mr. Navarez. Any discussion?
Same thing I said before. This is something we have to do. It was passed by the Senate. It's new legislation, and we have to do it.
Any other discussion? And just a clarification, Ms. Gonzalez, that we do not have this type of education in our district. Is that correct?
Correct. We do not have this type of education in Alhambra.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes. Moving to E7, first reading of policy GBGCB, Staff Health and Safety. I call for a motion that the governing board approve the first reading of policy GBGCB, Staff Health and Safety.
I make the motion that the governing board approve the first reading of policy GBGCB, staff, health, and safety.
Thank you, Mr. Navarez. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. De Ocampo. Any discussion?
What, do we have any long-standing workplace safety and infection control measures that would require a mask?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. And many of these policies are slight changes to policies that we just recodified, so, you know, that's why we changed them.
Yeah, so the policy, my understanding is that we can, it's forbidding any requirement for any employee to have a COVID-19 vaccination or a mask.
Wear a mask.
Yeah.
So it looks like a small change, but in my mind, it's a large change. So, but we don't have a choice.
And we also this is our current policy.
Not the part in red,
True.
True.
the part we're adding, and that's the part with the COVID vaccinations and the mask,
Okay. Yeah.
which is due to legislation that was passed.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Moving to E8, first reading of policy JICFA, hazing. I call for a motion that the governing board approve the first reading of policy JICFA, hazing.
I move that we approve the first reading of policy JICFA, hazing.
Thank you, Ms. De Ocampo. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Navarez. Any discussion?
I looked up I'm not sure how much of this really applies to us. I looked up the statutes that are referenced in here. And yes, it's important that we, I'm not on the right page. It's important that we do not allow hazing. It seems to be addressing things that happen with older students, particularly with teams and clubs. But again, it's something we have to have.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Moving to E9, first reading of policy BHD, board communications with the public. I call for a motion that the governing board approve the first reading of policy BHD, board communications with the public.
I make the motion for the governing board to approve the policy BHD, board communications with the public.
Thank you, Mr. Navarez. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. De Ocampo. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Moving to F, new business. F1, governing board meeting calendar change. I call for a motion that the governing board approve adding a governing board meeting on February 2nd, 2023.
I move that we approve the governing board meeting calendar change.
Thank you, Ms. De Ocampo. Is there a second?
I second.
Thank you, Mr. Navarez. Any discussion?
So we're going to have one, let's see, what's today? We'll have one on February 2nd, then when's the next one after that?
Is it the same?
The 16th,
16.
okay. And we're having one in 2 weeks, so we don't have one in 2 weeks.
We have one, the next one we have will be February.
Okay, I need to change my calendar. Okay, thank you.
So just to be clear, if this is approved, it'll be February 2nd and then February 16th,
16th,
and nothing in between.
nothing in between, okay.
Any other discussion? I do want to say thank you to Superintendent Mayes and to Dana and to the team for proposing this. It's very important. Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Moving to G, comments and communications. G1, comments from governing board members.
Hello. All right, I'll go first. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Thank you, everybody here. I'm very excited to be here with the opportunity to serve with the Alhambra family, as well as with the board, and most importantly for the students in our community. Now, I may have been an Isaac School District kid, having grown up down the street right next to Crowhayden High School, but Alhambra is my home, and I will cherish it as such. I'm excited to be here because as a kid, I used school to escape the problems happening in my neighborhood, and now with the education and the experience I have, I am back, but this time using school to bring forth solutions for the students that live in these communities. People like me who've overcome challenges existing under the status quo not only need the academics to navigate the system, but life enrichment opportunities that can be used as a leverage towards their future success. Programs like PAC, Student Council, band, dance, and peer mentorship was my gateway to leadership and self-sufficiency. Through my lived experience in education, no background in social work and public policy, I will serve our students the best I can, making it my goal to see that our students can go from survival mode to thrival mode, well past my term in elected office. We owe our students opportunities for upward economic mobility. I will honor each person who has ever served on this board who believes in the vision educating the whole child by also adopting this as my North Star. I stand with teachers and support staff who are the driving force of this institution. I think everyone who I've met thus far and everyone who I'm going to meet soon. Met some awesome student leaders today from each of the campuses, very exciting. I'm already jumping right into business, so if you see me around, I'm friendly, say hi, and I look forward to working with you and the students. Let's go Alhambra, let's make positive things happen. Thank you.
Welcome. I look forward to working with you.
Any other comments, Ms. De Ocampo? Well, welcome back, everyone, to the third quarter. I hope everyone is well rested from winter break, and I want to welcome our newest addition to the Alhambra family, Mr. Matt Navarez. And I also want to congratulate him on his success in the 2022 general election. I also want to congratulate those who are not here, Mr. Solorio for another 4-year term, and Mr. Oropesa for a 2-year term. Some of the We Care notifications that I would like to highlight is the passing of Donna J. Phillips, who is the mother of Janet Swartster at Choice Learning Academy. The passing of Rocio Nava Alvarez, who was our baker at Cordova. The birth of Jeremiah Jose Colasso, who is the child of Jose Colasso in the maintenance department. The birth of Charlie Lynn Ann Bergmeyer, the child of Victoria Bergmeyer, music teacher at Madrid. The birth of Hudson John Ross, the child of Brianne Ross, director of child nutrition. The birth of Andrea Mitchell Avila, child of Roxana Avila in human resources. The birth of Haley Gianella Colasso, child of Priscilla Garcia from Exceptional Student Services, and also the child of Isaiah Colasso in the maintenance department. And I also want to publicly acknowledge Ms. Diane Hernandez, teacher at Global Academy of Phoenix. Yesterday, I delivered a gift to her on behalf of the entire governing board to let her know that we value her, we love her, and we are thinking about her in this time. I would also like to uplift some exciting highlights from 2022 that all of us, everyone in the audience, everyone in the Alhambra family and in the district, did together. We approved the 5-year strategic plan. GAP received their primary year's program verification. We increased pay for classified and certified employees. We passed a $3,000 recruitment and retention stipend. We created and improved a security plan and hired security guards from Grand Canyon Security. We approved infrastructure projects such as GAP, Valencia Gym, ATS Parking Lot, James W. Rice Athletic Turf Field. We did a historic social studies textbook adoption. Thank you, Veronica, for all the work you did there. We approved legislative priorities through the Arizona School Board Association. We advocated successfully for the override of the 2022 aggregate expenditure limit through a board resolution, and now we're going to be advocating for the 2023 one. We evaluated and renegotiated our amazing superintendent's contract. We moved the Girls Innovation Academy to Choice Learning Academy and saved a lot of money. We were represented this past year at the Arizona School Boards Association, the National School Board Association, the National Association of Latino Elected Officials, and the Association of Latino Administrators and Superintendents. Board members were involved at parent meetings, neighborhood association meetings, 8th grade promotions, the Native American Family Celebration, the Alhambra Education Partnership Golf Tournament, and the Alhambra Summer Leadership Conference. Board members and Superintendent Maes and the executive team were out there helping with tree planting at Westwood Elementary. So we got our hands dirty and it was a lot of fun. We held a governing board retreat in May. We changed our data clerk and office secretary positions to 12-month employees. We continued our bond projects across the district. We opened new Verizon Innovation Learning Labs. We launched our sports program and entered into an agreement with neighboring school districts. We volunteered at the annual food distribution event in collaboration with St. Mary's Food Bank at the Alhambra Resource Center. We approved the start of a proposed sale of land worth more than $500,000 with the city of Glendale for their drain improvement program, which is still in progress. We approved increased funding for our Alhambra Preschool Academy. We adopted policies to remain in compliance with Arizona state law. We did not get sued, and we had a clean audit. Yes, thank you so much. We revised our parent volunteer coordinator job description, and we entered into a partnership with All in Education. These accomplishments are a product of the work from every employee, staff person, each department, district office leaders, the superintendent's executive team, our board secretary, our superintendent, and our superintendents, Ms. Billiou and Ms. Gonzalez. I want to say thank you very much for a successful 2022, and I look forward to everything that we accomplish together in 2023. Thank you. Moving to G2, Governing Board Direction and/or Agenda Item Requests. In terms of my Governing Board Direction and/or Agenda Item Requests, I would like to schedule a retreat for the Governing Board in the next month or two. I would like an update to the board on our current enrollment and projected enrollment for the 2023-2024 school year. And last but certainly not least, I would like to thank our board secretary, Dana Lucero, and Superintendent Maes for having all board agenda items ready for me to review by our Friday afternoon meeting before our scheduled governing board meeting. This practice has helped us be more prepared for our board meetings, and I understand that there are some times when there are special circumstances and emergencies that come up, but it is a goal of ours to send out the meeting agenda by Monday evening before the board meeting. Thank you. Now we'll move to G3. Well, just one second. Is there any other governing board agenda item requests or direction? All right, moving to G3, comments from superintendent and executive team.
Good evening, everyone. We'll begin our updates with Ms. Gonzalez. Thank you.
Thank you so much, President Conchas, governing board members, and Superintendent Dr. Maes. I'd like to celebrate our this past Wednesday. It was a day full of learning for our teachers, led by our leaders, our school leaders. It was our early release Wednesday site day, so that was full of professional development. Our most popular topic out there was data. They were analyzing data. We recently had our district common formative assessment, and so they were digging deep into the numbers and what they meant and looking at essential standards and talking about what highly effective strategies can teachers use in the classrooms with kids, talking about interventions for students. So a lot of rich conversations, knowing that this is our time, right? Spring semester is when we get fierce and in what we're doing in our academic movement. Many of our schools also incorporated understanding what type of support our English language learners need, really looking at the Azella assessment and understanding what that represents and how to implement very highly effective strategies for all of our kids as they're learning language. All of our kids are learning language. But really to support the needs of those EL learners. Some schools also focused on our students with special needs and really understanding what their needs look and sound like so they can support them in the classrooms. So a lot of very rich conversations, collaboration with that. Our special area teachers were able to meet with teachers that teach their same content across the district. So they were able to come together and talk about whether if it was music or art or PE, but that same content and support each other as they plan for the spring. And I want to give a special shout out to our APA team under the direction now of Rosalinda Duron. This was their first time together doing their professional development, and you could see teachers up and walking around and charting their ideas, collaborating, really charting their course for this spring semester. So a lot of good stuff going on this Wednesday. I want to celebrate extracurricular again. Our kids are so excited, as we heard in some of those letters. So our season is now boys and girls basketball, co-ed flag football, cheer, and cross country. And I don't know if you heard about who led our cross country meet last time. It was Mr. Ruiz on his bicycle bike. So I think he's doing it again, but we need to encourage him to really pedal harder because the kids really close. Yes. And then just a fun celebration for one of our teachers over the winter break. Ryan Snyder, one of our teachers from Global Academy of Phoenix, was recognized at a Cardinals football game. He was awarded the Cardinals MVP award. So our teachers are even doing great things on their break. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gonzalez. Now, Ms. Bilyeu.
Thank you. President Conchas, members of the board, and Dr. Maez. I wanted to take a moment to provide everyone a little sneak peek behind the curtain. As most of us, the majority of us, were, resting and enjoying our winter break, or all of our winter break, many of our operations team were working behind the scenes to make sure that they took advantage of what is pretty much, it's not really downtime, but it is time with fewer humans in the building. And so they really do take advantage of that time to keep us looking great, to take care of projects that can't be taken care of when there are so many humans present, or when we can't do something like complete a sewer line because it would impact learning. So just because I know you like a few details, our maintenance department, they completed the carpeting in the multipurpose room at Carol G. Peck and a couple of sewer projects, which I'm sure is super fun. Our technology team spent their time removing several hundred iPads that we were trading out and getting them ready so that we can sell them back to earn money, so that those devices don't go, it's income for our district. They also spent time just updating systems. Our business office kept things rolling as we would expect, so everyone got paid. Our community relations department processed over 70 tax credit donations, and I'll repeat that in case people didn't hear, because you still have time to donate your tax credit donations. You can contribute even for 2022 all the way up through tax filing season. So just make sure that you put that bug in somebody's ear, because we'd like more than 70. But they also spent the time working on graphics for future promotions and putting some final touches on their enrollment and recruitment campaigns. So it's just a little sneak peek behind, because while we're all enjoying sleeping in, or at least I was enjoying sleeping in, they're getting up and coming to work to make sure that we come back to what we would expect, and I very much appreciate their diligence.
I agree. So thank you both for those updates. As far as my updates, I just want to welcome everyone back and just share what a productive week it's been. I can't believe it's already Thursday. I want to thank Claire Perry, our Executive Director of HR. She is leading us in staffing meetings, and so that's what we've been busy doing this week. We've had a few principals that have already been scheduled in, and just trying to be proactive and stay ahead and really looking at all of our positions, certified and classified, to ensure that in our state of declined enrollment, as well as with the understanding that our ESSER funds are running out, we have limited time that we are able to use them. We want to make sure that that we're making sure that our kids are taken care of in the classrooms, and that we're staffed to the best of our ability and taking care of everybody and throughout this situation. And so we've had great staffing meetings so far. Everything's going well. And again, thank you, Claire, for leading us through that. And we'll continue that through next week. I also just wanted to highlight, I know Mr. Navarro shared our meeting today with our students, and I just wanted to, again, share how much I appreciate the time I have with them. And I appreciated what you said about how unfiltered they are. It's such a pleasure. They just tell it like it is, and they shared a lot. Child nutrition was in there surveying or asking a lot of questions about our the food that we're serving in our cafeterias, and they had a lot to say. So it was great to hear the feedback, so that we can make sure that the menus that that we provide and the food that we serve really is something that our kids want to eat, so that they get the best nutrition. And speaking to what you had shared, Ms. Gonzalez, regarding the after-school clubs, they were all sharing their excitement about that as well. So we had cheerleaders in the group, and football players, and basketball players, and so I went out just before this, and again, I was just humbled by all the activity on our campuses. So I'm sure even right now, we still have a lot of activity at all of our schools, and I got to see not only kids that were engaged in having a blast and their classmates cheering them on, but it's amazing to see not only the staff that are there, the coaches. You spoke about Mr. Snyder. Miss Snyder was over there trying to keep the score, and she was a little tense because the referees were telling her, make sure to stop the clock and just all that. And I just appreciated that she was there, because it takes everyone working together, and she was keeping the score too. And so, and like I said, the smiles on the kids' faces, and the best part, which I know our administrators in the room could speak to this, there were a lot of kids. I met a lot of adults that were there watching our kids and just coming to visit their teachers, and they were sharing about their wonderful experiences, and so they love to come visit. So thank you to our leaders. You're asking about enrollment updates, and I know I'm looking at Ms. O'Rourke, Principal O'Rourke in the audience, because I know she's excited to tour a family tomorrow. And so we'll give you, I look forward to giving you updates. We are actively working, and I know our Director of Community Relations out there, Gabriel's had a late meeting last night that ended right at 6 o'clock, just in time for our community meeting, where he was meeting with our principal, discussing our enrollment efforts to really promote the wonderful things we're doing at ATS. And so we look forward to sharing those updates. And speaking of ATS, because that was followed by a community meeting, and we are looking forward to, you said burritos. If you want a good burrito, Saturday, they'll be giving away free burritos if you want to come help us pick up trash in front of ATS. So 27th Avenue, City Council, District 5, Councilwoman Guardado's office has coordinated a street cleanup. And so we'll be there at 9 o'clock, and all are welcome. And like I said, we have burritos, and I hear they're pretty delicious too. So I invite you all to join us on Saturday at 9 o'clock. Aside from that, I thank you all for all the hard work you do. We've got to visit Sevilla East today, and would you say, Mr. Navarez, that there were a lot of smiles? Happy kids, happy staff, and it's just an honor to serve alongside you all. So thank you all, and hope you have a great evening.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mayes. We appreciate you. Moving to H, meeting closing. H1, the next governing board meeting will be held on February 2nd, 2023, here.
Gosh, I was hoping it'd be rescheduled to Hawaii or something.